It's a pleasure to sponsor today's luncheon, especially with the topic of Edwards Air Force Base Flight Test Center. As Al mentioned, most of the time John and I come to these luncheons, there isn't a lot of aerospace participation. It's mostly businesses that we're not familiar with. So we thought this would be a great opportunity for us to give a little bit of information on an aerospace type of small business that was started in this valley in just 2007, so we're not that old. I want to first start by introducing the president of Clancyjg International, my business partner, John Clancy. Now, John and I started our careers in Edwards Air Force Base. John had just recently got out of the Army as an air traffic controller and was stationed at Edwards Air Force Base. He worked at the Edwards Radar Approach Control. While he was there, he was a supervisor, an area supervisor, the assistant manager for programs and training, and the assistant air traffic manager. John and I met about the time he was working there, and I was working at NASA Dryden. I had just gotten out of the Air Force, took a job as a radar technician working on the FPS-16. And so John and I have been friends for 30 years. Kind of went our different ways. While I worked for NASA, I left NASA in 1989 as the manager of the NASA West Aeronautical Test Range, and joined a small company that was doing software development support services for the Air Force Flight Test Center. That project I started ended up developing a product called IATS, which is in use today in the Mission Control Center, and that company is still there. Still have a partnership with the Air Force Flight Test Center. And that whole thing is still active as we speak. In 2007, John and I joined forces because of his extensive FAA background, and my background's been in NASA Department of Defense as a Department of Defense contractor out at Edwards. We felt like we had the ability to offer services that are unique. Because we're both small and we have a lot of experience, like over 30 years of experience doing this kind of work. So while we're only a 4-year-old company, we're 30 plus years of experience in doing this kind of work. And we have a lot of people that work with us that are also have retired as civil servants from the Flight Test Center that have done specific jobs in obstruction evaluation and provided some technical support to the aerospace primes locally in this area. So we've had a lot of diverse capability that we've been able to offer to the aerospace prime globally. We've focused our efforts on pursuing both prime and subcontract opportunities. We were fortunate when our first proposal we wrote to the FAA to support their unmanned aircraft office in Washington, D.C. And we were successful. So we won our first prime contract in 2009. We have employees that work in Washington, D.C., and we're grateful for the work that they've done, but it got us plugged into the FAA side of the unmanned aircraft field. Since we started at Edwards, we've been working unmanned aircraft. Well, I think the first vehicle I worked on at NASA was the Unmanned back in the early 1980s. And that's about the time the shuttle program started. So we have a lot of unmanned aircraft experience, John from the airspace side and me from the project side. So we were successful winning this program. We just finished our second year, a 5-year contract, and everything's going well. We were excited to hear that the FAA budget might get signed, because that's been a constant. I don't know how many modifications we got last year with little bits of money to keep our contract rolling. But in the government contract business, that's typical. Contract with incremental money. And we're also a subcontractor to Dryden. Dryden's Mike Cheeseborough and his gang's over here. Mike was my first customer when I first went to work on the CETA contract as a government employee. And we're sub to Dryden at NASA Dryden to support the KQX program. The KQX program is autonomous in-flight refueling between 2 global hubs. And we're excited about participating on that program. And that's been a great opportunity for us to do that. We also have a mentor protege application for the NASA mentor protege program with Dryden as our mentor. So we're excited about that opportunity. So So I just wanted to give you just a kind of a brief history of who we are and where we came from. We are a typical small business in that, well, I don't know if you guys seen that commercial about Dave and Staples. That's what we look like. We do a lot of things with a few people. And we are very responsive because we don't have a lot of structure that we have to deal with. And we have access to a lot of very talented individuals. And we do appreciate the opportunity to have to work with some of the primes that are here in this room and look forward to doing more things in the future. We have succeeded in becoming a participant in the SBA's 8A program. And for those of you that are not in government service, that means it's a 9-year program to do to help small businesses that are small disadvantaged businesses build business, and we're in just in year 2 of that. We have several opportunities that we've bid on as a prime and a subcontractor. One of those we're waiting on a potential awarding today, which was set aside as an 8A competitive procurement. So those are the advantages of being in this 8A program, is we can bid against other people of our similar size that are at the same place we are in building the business. We're also John, the service-disabled veteran, so we're a service-disabled veteran-owned small business. That gives the primes that work with us incentives because there's a certain set-aside requirement for service-disabled veteran-owned and small disadvantaged businesses. So in addition to being able to provide quality people to do quality jobs, we also provide, there's also incentives because we're participants in some of these programs. We're very interested, the reason we participate in this committee with Al is that we're very interested in bringing jobs to the Antelope Valley. I'm a longtime resident here. I grew up here. I went to Portsville High School. My wife went to AV High School. I left for a short time when I was in the Air Force to go camp out of a little radar center in California. And it's been a great experience seeing this valley grow. So we're very interested in looking for opportunities that can not only support small businesses and grow the small business, but will also bring jobs to the area. We're also very much in support of veterans. So any opportunities we can identify that will bring opportunities for veterans, since we're both veterans and we have taken advantage of the programs that the government's offered for veterans. But we also, I got my job at NASA because I got a veterans preference. So we're very much in support of those. So we appreciate the opportunity to sponsor today's event.
We appreciate listening to you. That was
Thanks
a great.
so much for sponsoring.
It's been a great career working at Edwards, and we really look for opportunities that we can continue to do things. You know, one of the things for small businesses, when they did all that consolidation about 10 years ago,
Right.
good place for them to be. All that work went to be small businesses to bigger, or small business opportunities to bigger primes. And it's been a real struggle to get plugged into the right place and find those opportunities, and that's really where you pay your dues.
Of course, that's why we're renegotiating the support contract to bring in some small business.
Yes, and we're plugged in. We're watching those opportunities. I see Donna all the time whenever I go out there.
Great.
And then we're working with Robert Medina at NASA.
Okay, good.
So we appreciate the opportunity to work with you guys, and that's been our career so far. So we like
Thanks
it.
for sponsoring.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Very much.
We appreciate listening.
Thanks so
to you.
much. All right. How are you?
While you're standing here together,
Sure.
since here we have small business,
Right.
and we're working on negotiations now to bring in small business, how will this affect the Antelope Valley with our small business?
That's for him or for me?
For you.
All right. Well, hopefully, right, we can increase small business opportunities at Edwards Air Force Base. We can hire more folks, and we can help the employment situation in the Antelope Valley.
Great. Anything, Don, you want to say to this man while we got attention here?
Now send money.
Send money. Yeah. Wait a minute.
We'll have a tip jar in the back.
Send money. Am I asking you to send money, or are you asking me to send money?
I need you to get money so I can go get it.
All right.
That was for
I
Congress.
might have less money in my pocket than you have.
That was for Congress. Send money.
Send money.
Buck's office.
All right.